You know, actually, Sidney Poitier was in that horrible movie with Glenn Ford. But the teachers didn't teach because they felt the students were so stupid they couldn't learn anything anyway, so why bother to teach?
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's how it is. I mean, I heard this morning...
But there are teachers that really do care about the students.
There are teachers that do care, but I heard this morning
But then there's also some that don't.
only 1 out of 4 Afro-Americans and 1 out of 6 Latinos invest in the market.
Really?
Yeah, guess why the guy said they don't, more doesn't do it.
Why?
He said, and this is the gruesome part, he said because they're the only damn people in their race that can add. Isn't that something? And this was a black man talking about the thing. 1 out of 4 in Afro-Americans, 1 out of 6, and they say they're the only ones that can add 1 and 1 and come up with 2. Well, if you can't add, you're not going to do the stock market. You can't do mathematics. So, you know, that's the teachers' union at work. So we have the lowest educational level in the world and spend more money per student than anyone else. And the teachers' union is responsible for that. They don't have to teach. The teachers that do want to teach stop teaching because they don't get anywhere. Because when you handle people that basically have not the aptitude, I mean, if say you get a person, I mean, I actually went to college with people that were playing football that basically, they, you know, where's a good one? Go over, get a pencil. They would write their name like that. That was their name. They couldn't hold a thing. They just simply take a pencil and go like that.
Do an X.
They'd do an X. And that would, they wouldn't even do a small X because they didn't know how to do anything small. And they would sit there and go like this. I have a relative that was not taught how to write. We sat there and tried, everything that did not do any good because we said, well, make a small X, and she'd go, well, make a small A, she'd go, make a small B, she'd go, and they said because the teacher never bothered to tell them there was anything other than capital letters. So everything was a capital letter, no small letters. And then she couldn't, it'd be like, she'd go, big, 5, what's that word? President. And that's how, and we're talking, she was in junior high.
That's bad.
Yeah. Oh, you don't think because my father went to college, my mother went to college, I went to college. My father went to college in a depression, folks. And you can figure out, well, his family could afford to send him to college in a depression. They weren't. My grandmother was a nurse. And my grandfather painted houses. You imagine the money that they were not bringing in during the Depression?
Yeah.
But he went to college to learn. And the teachers all were they wanted to teach people. I mean, when I went to college, I had people teaching me that were fired from jobs in the entertainment industry because they were incompetent. And they're teaching students. Fired because they were incompetent and they were teaching students. But they were union people. They were faculty members couldn't fire them. Tenured. And so, I mean, here's the huge problem. I mean, we have to have unions to keep businesses honest. But what happens when the union and the government became one? That's the problem.
Oh, you mean like what's starting to happen?
Yeah. Where the President of the United States is using his political organization to support a union strike, which they have now deemed a strike. I mean, these people are so, they're so stupid. They got people being caught on television, doctors filling out forms saying they're sick. And everybody they kept a record of who the doctor was and who the doctors were, the nurses, and basically what the forms were being done. So all those people are now going to be charged with violation of the law. Basically, if they made criminal misconduct, the doctor will lose the license to practice medicine. Nurses are going to be gone. And then the forms they were using all came from the medical school, the teaching school. So that's not, union people are not known for brains. And I also know unions do not give up. Unions basically go bust heads. The head busting is not started, but as they discover, you mean the people in the United States aren't flocking to us, and those people that are coming here actually work for are just union people? Are the president and Soros are busing them in? They said, yeah. They said, well, we're not going to get the way we want it. So, boom, they're already, they're basically going after the Republicans, they're trying to weed off three Republicans with family members.
Yeah.
So they're not threatening them, they just are shadowing their homes continually. And make it difficult for the kids and the families to get in and out, but they're not threatening them. Even though it's against the law to have public meetings of more than X amount of people on, you know, without a permit.
Well, part of it is we also know by sharing this with you that we will get threats.
Oh, I always get threats. I mean,
Yeah,
when
we get threats anyway.
We get United Auto Workers threatened the hell out of us when we did some things on that.
Actually, I don't even understand why there was a threat. It was just what Mullally was saying.
They didn't like what Mullally was saying, so they were, you know,
That was from the press conference.
They, die. We hope that you I love this one. That I hope that she's walking down some dark alley night and she gets raped to death. I love that one. You know, that's union people, folks. And they'll say, well, that wasn't union people. You have no way of telling it was union people. Yeah, because the ISP was from a union office.
Oh, see, people that make comments forget that there are trackbacks.
Yeah, every time you make a comment or you send an email, they registers where it was sent from. So when you make a threat to anybody, you actually know where that computer is setting. The name of the computer. You know where it's setting at.
Well, also you had also mentioned that they do track the comments that people make on different videos.
Yeah.
Not just on that video, for example, whatever name you have, they track all the comments you're making.
Yeah, so because it's just a matter of doing it. And say you call from a union person, we know that union people were calling making threats on cell phones. Another bit of mentality last because the cell phone has basically got a GPS system in it and they also know who made the call, they know where the call was made from, when the call was made, and they can go right back to your home and get you for making threats.
Oh.
Yeah. This isn't a day when you could call on a telephone and, and basically they could go trash the thing, all the wires go like this, and they got to keep the phone on so we can trace the call.
Oh, the 3 minutes?
Yeah. You basically watch like, on NCIS where basically...
Keep them on the phone longer.
Just keep them on the phone. All they're doing is just, they know where it's coming from, they just want to pinpoint. That's how how accurate the system is today. They can pinpoint you to the exact spot you're calling from. Whereas before, all they could do is get you to a phone booth. Now they can tell whether you're walking, talking.
Well, actually, in one sense, it's kind of scary. But if you're lost and you have a GPS in your telephone, it could save your life.
All of them got GPS, and they say, well...
Oh, and it's not just cell phones, it's also laptops.
Yeah, and they say, well, I'm going to use a tablet, and a tablet won't be traceable.
Yeah.
Still got it.
It has electronic signature.
Has electronic signature. Everything electronic that you can call out on or email on has an electronic signature to it that is unique to that device only, and all they got to do is to track it back. But you can figure out, well, who bought such and such, and they know your name, your address, your social security number, everything they want to know in your life, they track through the electronic signature on your... This is what they put tons of cookies on your computer.
Yeah, remember us talking about going on a cookie diet?
You need to get rid of these cookies at least twice a day because they put so many things on you.
You know where else it shows up too, people don't think about it, is on pictures you take.
Yeah. Every picture you take has electronic signature also.
Yeah.
Because just like I said, the unions are an oxymoron. We need the unions to keep businesses honest.
Because and that's one of the reasons they were mainly formed, because businesses were taking advantage of people.
Yeah. But the problem is that the government now, they say, well, you can't trust the Republicans to keep the businesses honest. I'm going to break something very serious to you, folks. Democrats own most of the major businesses in this nation, not Republicans. The people you say that you can't trust to be honest are Democrats. Isn't that a good one? And they blame the Republicans give all these tax breaks to the wealthy. Well, the wealthy mostly are Democrats. Why do they give tax breaks to businesses? Because they want to keep the business in operation to put money in your pocket so you can feed your kids.
Oh yeah, so they're still there for work.
That's right. And they say a person that's unemployed doesn't spend as much as a person that's employed.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, who would think of that?
That's right.
Right? If you work, you buy more?
Yeah, and then we're going to try another thing. Businesses pay more taxes than non-businesses. wealthy, the one group of the wealthy pay more taxes than all the other people combined in the United States. There's no such thing as not paying taxes. Okay, let me put it this way. Well, you can't say the illegal aliens or uninvited guests don't pay taxes because they pay this and they pay that. Guess what the wealthy pay? If you want to put it that way, well, they don't pay corporate taxes. No, but they pay taxes for their power. They pay taxes for their energy. They pay taxes for their, the building. They pay taxes on property.
Everything ends up getting taxed.
They pay so much. They pay taxes. So, well, they got a sweetheart deal. They're not paying a corporate income tax. Well, no, but they're paying taxes everywhere else on the system. Mm-hmm. They can't avoid it. So they're taxed up to here, and what happened is they can't go any higher, because they want it. Well, we only want to put the tax rate up to where it was when Reagan took over, which was like 56%, 59%, and the nation was going down the toilet. So
he also changed it too.
Yeah, they changed it. So the nation got saved by a lower tax rate because businesses pumped money. They said, well, the trickle-down effect doesn't work. Well, yeah, if you're hiring more people, it works. If you're not, okay, right now, businesses are not hiring because they're terrified of Obama and the unions.
Well, there's a lot of uncertainty too.
Yeah.
As to the laws and what's changing and not changing, and that's probably one of the worst things for Wall Street and business is not knowing. Yeah,
like I heard this woman last night debating a thing with a businessman. Well, there is no case history of this ever happening on the federal level. And then there's a guy that's a historian. Yeah, it happens every day on the federal level. And then the guy said, well, I'm suing in court right now over the National Labor Relation Board, saying that I have to do this and I have to do that, or they're going to fine me. But if I hire union workers, they won't fine me. Isn't that doing exactly what you? Well, no. He said we have no proof that they're doing. He said I just told you I'm in court over they're doing that. He said, well, there is no truth. Basically, you're talking to union supporters tend to be knotheads. I mean, they cannot get it through their head that this is actually happening. They also, like all Democrats, they're very. And here's a good one too. Guess who helped to support Reagan to be elected for 2 terms?
Who?
Unions.
Well, because Reagan had been a union member. Yeah. He was head of the Screen Actors Guild.
He formed a union. And he was very pro-union. The unions loved Reagan because Reagan put people to work. Their salaries went up like you would not believe. That this is when Reagan was president. The Democrats on the state level gave all of this collective bargaining rights to the union members because there was so much money coming in that they never thought the money would run out. Well,
guess what?
Yeah. So, but unions, they had their place. They, like I said, if you abolish them, then you run the risk of the Democrats who run the businesses basically putting the things back. Democrats have always run the businesses.
Totally taking advantage of them.
The Republicans don't have the bloody money.
So you're kind of in a catch-22 is you need them, but just not in their present form.
Yeah. Because like I said, you find out that the unions hurt the most.
Are their unions.
Are the unions. Yeah, which is funny. Unions once had massive support in this nation. But as they basically we no longer build TV sets in our nation because the unions.
Some of the things haven't made sense to me. It's like, oh yeah, you fight for a union raise. Because you got the union raise, they can't have as many people working.
You always end up losing people. My father basically was involved in a god-awful many strikes. My father, he was involved in some of the Screen Actors Guild strikes, which basically every time they struck, they lost market share to other countries. But he said that in all the strikes that he did, the workers never got back what they lost in the time that they were striking. Never. Because a lot of them would lose their homes, their automobiles, and what they did was they got a raise. But the raise didn't cover the cost of what they lost.
Well, and I mean, part of it's incremental. It's like, oh great, you got what, another $1 raise or $2 raise, but you lost your home. Yeah. I mean, Yeah, no,
I mean, because the strikes, when this thing in Wisconsin is going to go on forever, because okay, we'll try it in Belgium. Belgium elected a government 9 months ago, and they finally met.
9 months ago?
They finally met because the unions knew they were going to have to cut. They were going to have to cut back on unions, so the unions wouldn't. They said unions wouldn't allow the government to meet in Belgium.
well, there's a problem.
Yeah, and this is for all of these people that say, well, the problems in Greece and Europe are never going to come to the United States. Unions. And it's always, it's not the trade unions mostly, it's the public sector who are in unions, because the public sector basically don't want to give anything. I mean, like, not paying a penny into your pension plan. Isn't it a good one? But, you know, nothing. Well, if we have to do that, we're not going to take home as much money. So, and then here was their answer to everything, too. The unions, well, if you just raise taxes on those people that aren't fairly paying their share, which are the people that will not hire any more people? So when they raise the taxes on the businesses, the Democrats then fire people, because it's about take-home pay. And they not only fire people, they raise the cost of the merchandise. Anybody seen these little tiny cans that used to be big soup cans? Yeah, that's because they can't afford the unions. Anybody notice how many newspapers are out of business? They couldn't afford the unions. Anybody notice how many television people have been cut out on the news business? They couldn't afford the union salaries. You keep cutting back and cutting back and cutting back, and that's why the unions are vanishing. They're a dinosaur, and there's no reason for them to be a dinosaur, because I know because my father said he knew people that were union members that wanted to work with the businesses to save jobs. You know, but when you basically say, no, you're not going to cut any of us, you're just going to raise the price on everything. That's how to save the job, is just to raise your prices. I mean, the President of the United States said, well, you know, so your power is going to run you $2,000 to $3,000 a year or more than it's currently costing you now. But you'll just simply, ask for more money to pay for it.
Yeah, but see, part of it is people can't always ask for more money. American businesses always pay for it.
And like they say, well, the stock market, Obama looks, the stock market is booming. They're trading among themselves. These are businesses trading among businesses. They're not trading. The people are not getting involved in the market. The businesses are. Because basically Obama screwed up the financial system to where nobody can do anything except businesses doing business with business. So, but that's what, unions have done. Obama basically violated his oath of office by supporting a union strike.
Yeah. So
when we have a system that is designed to protect the union worker versus everybody else, you're bound to have discord. And it's working itself out, and it's going to get violent before it gets any less. So until, I guess, we'll talk more about it. Once the violence starts being talked, but it will happen. Because they're picketing Denver right now, too.
They are?
Yeah. They want to shut down the city of Denver's political machine.
Why Denver?
Because Colorado basically has money problems also. And they know that Colorado is now Colorado is looking at union state workers in order to save money. They don't have the state. They said 47 out of 50 states are broke. 47 out of 50. The 3 states that aren't broke don't have the collective bargaining problems that the other states have.
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.